So yeah, we should try that one more time. Okay, this is episode
So
2 of This Is Your Brain.
This is your brain on workout. Ah! Yeah, we don't know how to add the scream really into the title of our podcast.
Yeah.
However, we did it anyway.
We'll get there, though. We'll figure that out.
We'll get there one day or another.
Yep.
So, idea of this podcast, do an intense workout, and then afterwards try and put that stuff onto the conversation of this lovely podcast, because, you know, when you work out, it's not just your muscles that get tired, but your brain gets tired as well.
Yep.
So, here we go. We're going to start this thing. This is perfect. All right, so today's workout was just a run. We ran. How far did we run? You think?
I think it was about 2 miles, just about. Am I lying?
That's generous.
Is that wrong?
That's generous.
It's like, what was it, like a mile and a half?
Probably a mile and a half.
My chest was hurting, so I was just like, I needed it to
Dying.
be over sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Oh, I probably should have noted this. I feel like a jerk. Jacqueline is not here.
Oh, if you could not tell.
Our third host is not here. She's off doing something that is actually worthwhile and making money.
No, yeah, you're right.
Am I wrong?
No, you're
Am I
absolutely
wrong?
right. No, we're here just talking to you guys while she's out and being awesome at her new job.
She's also really probably the most health conscious of the three of us. Hence why we're in a little bit more trouble in that. Where did we run to today, Namdi?
We ran to Chick-fil-A. Although I would say that of the healthier of the fast food places, Chick-fil-A is probably one of the healthier fast food places you can go to.
It's still fast food.
It's still fast food.
At the end of the day.
No, I wholeheartedly admit that. That is not a negation of that fact whatsoever. But if I had to choose, like, you know, Burger King to Chick-fil-A, I would choose Chick-fil-A every time.
Yeah, that's probably... Well, yeah, that's... Although, your other option is Burger King, so that's really not saying much.
Okay, so I guess to make it a little harder on myself then, if I had to choose between Whataburger and Chick-fil-A, that'd be a little tougher.
That's a much more difficult choice.
That'd be a little tougher. I'd say like it'd be a good probably like 40-60 split on that.
40 for
Whataburger,
60
for
to
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's probably better for you, in all honesty. But let me ask you this. This is a question that I've been wondering for a while.
Yeah.
Does Chipotle count as fast food? It does, right? I mean, you technically do get it quickly.
Yes.
But
it's like gourmet is the wrong word, but like it's like higher.
A gourmet fast food.
For all intents and purposes, it's a gourmet fast food joint.
Okay. So what qualifies it? That can't be the only one, right? It's like a gourmet fast food, like, right? That's not the only one, but that's the biggest example I guess I could think of.
So yeah, it's the best one I could think of.
Does Taco Cabana count?
No,
or is it just fast food?
It's just fast food.
But they serve margaritas.
That
does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
This is like one does not affect the other?
Yeah, I don't know if adding alcohol to the mix adds or diminishes its gourmet quality.
Really?
I don't really know.
I don't know. I feel like it would. You're never, at least in America, I don't think you're going to see wine sold at a McDonald's.
No. Well, you're right. But I should know that
France.
Margaritas aren't necessarily, I might be like slayed for this by some other people, but I don't think margaritas are like the classiest of drinks, you know? I don't, I don't, like, just because Taco Cabana serves them doesn't mean like, oh yes, Taco Cabana has class.
What if they serve tequila shots?
Yeah, okay, then all class is just out the window there. But I feel like
that's not making it more classy.
No.
It's not helping its case in any way.
And and I guess I have a little bit of a bias because I'm not a big fan of tequila at all. But I just don't think it.
I've only had one tequila shot ever in my life, and that was immortalized forever on the video in slow motion, and you can see every scale
you're going like through the 5 stages.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited about this. This tastes weird. Oh, that's no good.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, I heard that Taco Bell was going to start serving drinks too, right? Taco Bell is supposedly supposed to start serving margaritas.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be a thing. I don't really keep up with Taco Bell, but...
Why not? Is that not one of the classy establishments that Namdi decides to entertain with his presence?
It's just, again, I might be slayed for this, it's just not that good to me.
Really?
It's just not that good to
That's
me.
okay. You don't
I
really
used to
get
eat it
taco.
like a monster in college, but...
That's in college.
It was college.
All bets are off in college.
Yeah, no, you're eating whatever to survive at that point.
That's true. Also, a lot of colleges, like, they know what they're doing. They put all of their fast food restaurants right next to the college.
Oh, yeah.
And they have them, like, they know that there are probably, I'd say, at least like 80% of the kids there would eat that crap.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's cheap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or they just have in their minds that it's cheap.
For those of you that, like, don't know us super well, we went to Stephen F. Austin State University.
Axe them, Jacks.
Up in little old Nacogdoches, Texas. And...
Oh, hello, Lauren.
Who dat? Oh, hello, Lauren. But there was this long stretch, not even a long stretch, it was just the street called North Street, and it was right next to the university. And, like, there, right next to the university, you could see Long John Silver's, Wendy's, McDonald's, Raising Cane's, there was a Taco Bell,
was there a Taco Bell?
There was a Jack.
Cabana?
No, it was Taco Bell.
Was it Taco Bell?
Yeah.
It was Taco Bell.
Yeah, there was a Jack.
They're not the same.
No, they're not.
They're
not.
Am I a bad person
for thinking of Taco Bell?
For confusing them?
Well, by you by your very own standards, Taco Cabana is more
apparently
fancy
it is
than
slightly.
Taco Bell. So
I guess I must have thought that was a slightly more fancy Taco Bell. It had it had one of those little bars. Little like salsa bars.
Oh, well, look at you!
Yeah, most Taco Bells don't have something like that, do they?
Not that I know of.
But then again, you don't frequent.
I don't frequent Taco Bells.
I see. Okay, so then I'll just strike that from the record. No. But what was our crowning achievement with that, Nambi?
With what?
With all the different fast food.
Oh, yeah. So for Nick's like little graduation gift, whenever
I graduated like a year before them.
Yeah, but for Nick's little graduation gift, what he wanted to do was to go down a mile stretch of North Street.
I want to go down on that fast food.
Word choice.
You were the one who said go down. I just jumped from one to another.
Went there. Anyway, so he wanted to go down the stretch of North Street for about a mile, eating something from all the fast food joints.
Just crap.
Just absolute crap on every fast food joint on that street within that mile. We called it, or he called it he dubbed it the Golden Mile.
The Golden Mile.
And it was probably the most unhealthy escapade I've ever gone on.
Never to be attempted again.
No.
Not because... Well, mostly just because it's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good idea.
I think we started at a Long John Silver's and...
Ended at Whataburger.
And ended at Whataburger, yeah.
In between, it was Long John Silver's, we had the Taco Bell. No, wait, there was a Taco Bell and a Taco Cabana. Wasn't there? Next to the Cane's.
Taco Bueno.
Taco Bueno. Oh,
yeah,
that's a whole new thing.
Yeah.
Taco Bueno. Whoa, where'd that one come from?
Yep, that one came in from behind. Wait.
This is twice you've done this now, Nambi.
Well, the first one wasn't my fault. You made that
I guess
joke.
that's true.
But this one...
Put that one up there.
All right, well...
Well, that got weird. But, yeah, okay, so there were two taco places. It was Long John Silver's, Taco
Bell.
Excuse me. Taco Bell. Taco Bueno.
Was Taco Bueno like right after Taco Bell or
yeah,
something else in
between?
between?
There was the Taliesin.
Oh, yeah.
The Taliesin was a apartment complex.
Yeah. No. It was Long John Silver's, Bell, McDonald's.
You're right. I
McDonald's. But yeah, and then then there was the apartment complex, and then there was Taco Bueno, followed by Cane's, followed by Jack in the Box, unless there was something else between those two.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Cane's, Jack in the Box.
Jack
Did
in
we
the Box.
hit Starbucks? or Jimmy John's or no?
No, because
Jimmy John's counts as fast food.
Well,
right?
they're
boast
literally
being, fast.
having like stupidly fast subs, which is not necessarily the truth all the time. I'm just salty. I went to a Jimmy John's once, and I waited like 15 minutes for my sandwich, and they really weren't even that busy. So I was like, what happened to the world's fastest subs?
You know what's questionable about that? They must have those pre-made. Right?
The subs?
Is that how they do that?
No, the ingredients are right there in front of you.
When I say pre-made, I mean like they can just go, oh, you want the Italian on bread?
No. They have all the ingredients sitting out there like they do with Subway.
Salami.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pepperoni.
Exactly, like it's already like
onion.
Exactly, precisely. They already like cut it all up and everything and have it like sitting there. So if you're like, I want a turkey BLT, then they're like, okay. Then they're like, on what kind of bread? Just on the regular bread. Then they're like, boom, bread. Then they're like, turkey,
boom,
bacon,
bread,
lettuce, tomatoes.
Boom,
you
bread,
want some mustard?
Boom, lettuce. Yeah, boom, tomatoes.
Exactly. They say boom each time. They're like,
they make things more exciting, but I bet the workers would hate it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's kind of like, but like it'd be a nice little signature with them. Kind of like Chick-fil-A workers are known for saying "my pleasure" instead of "you're welcome" when you say thank you.
What can I say except you're welcome? They should play that song from Moana because everybody likes The Rock, right? Or
yeah,
me?
I mean I enjoy The Rock.
Yeah,
I think he's really cool. I watched one of his Instagram videos this morning.
What'd he say?
He was
hey Namdi, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty much. Like The Rock and I are best friends.
That's cool.
No, that's not true.
I wish. That'd be awesome.
He's awesome.
You want to talk about another able-bodied guy? The Rock.
Yes, The Rock is very able-bodied. And, I like, just look at how big he is. And I'm like,
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to look like that.
But I mean, like, he had to put in years of work.
Oh, yeah.
To look like that, though.
That's true. That is true. He actually tried.
Fun fact, my mother, growing up, tried to convince me that The Rock was her boyfriend. And I was like, what? And it was just the most amazing thing to me.
That's really cool.
Growing up, I found out that was not true. And still kind of hurts to this day.
I'm sorry that you're not related to The Rock.
Yeah, well, not necessarily related. Like, she made it clear that, like, The Rock is not your father.
The Rock is not your father.
But he's my boyfriend.
The Rock would say the same thing to you. He would go, The Rock is not your father. He would not say,
He would speak in the third person.
That's just how The Rock does things.
Yeah.
Because he is The Rock.
I mean, when you're The Rock, I feel like, when you have a name like The Rock, I feel like you're allowed to speak in third person like that. Like, if I
DJ Miller! What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just... Anyway.
I'm tired.
Well, that's the point of this this podcast.
Correct.
You get tired doing workouts, and then you talk.
Where was I?
The Rock is your boyfriend.
Yeah. No, The Rock was my mother's
boyfriend. Is that not the right job?
No.
I'm just trying to get you in trouble.
With who?
I don't know. With no one, apparently.
Okay.
And DJ Miller.
And DJ Miller. DJ. What's up? DJ Miller!
DJ Miller in the house!
I'd like to hear that than, like, DJ Khaled.
Than just DJ Khaled just yelling DJ Khaled? Or what is that, Justin Bieber song? I have no idea. No, it's not a Justin Bieber song. It's, Maroon 5. I have no idea what they're singing, but at some point they just go, ba la 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 la. They're like, somebody else screams in it. You know what it is? If I got locked away.
Oh, it's like,
down.
That's what it is. It's like this weird. They throw in this little weird Caribbean scat.
Down.
Yeah, and I'm like, why? Where did that come from?
Yeah. I have to say, scat seems like the type of music. Anyway, scat is two definitions. Found this one. Yes.
Oh.
So scat is like a kind of music, right? It's got like skula pa 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 pa, right? That kind of stuff. It was mostly
like jazz scat, yeah.
Right, jazz scat. And then apparently scat also means like animal poop, animal feces.
Yes.
So anyway, friend of mine and I both knew of the word scat, but knew of these two different definitions. So I was trying to convince him that scat was music, and he was trying to convince me that scat was animal poop.
So you both were aware of the... You were aware of one definition, he
Yes,
was aware of the other.
Exactly.
Okay.
We were both aware of our own definitions, but we didn't know the other one.
So you're sitting there going like, yeah, he's scatting.
But yeah,
it's like, what?
No, like, the two of us were trying to tell each other what it was, but the other one obviously knew the right definition, so didn't say anything. But the thing was we were in a public place when we were talking about this.
Right.
Right? So I was sitting there like, scat is a type of music, you know? It's like when you make those sounds, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And he's like, no, it's like animal crap. Like, animals poop, and then they do scat. Like, that's where you find, like, that's what scat is. You find scat.
Right.
And I said, no. You scat in your music. And he just lost it because he thought I was talking about pooping all over the place.
Well, that's...
Poopy.
Poopy.
Poopy in your music.
This is now the second podcast that we've gone straight into poop with.
How long did we last before we got into poop?
I think I think we got a good half hour.
I want to say we got farther in last time when we talked about poop.
Now we're like, I don't even know where we are now. It's just,
it happens, though.
Time passes, and I know not where I am.
I know. It sounded profound. Come from the person who said that he was dating The Rock earlier.
No! You misheard that story.
Sorry. I do think
it's my mother that said that she... Anyways, oh yeah, to my earlier point. Yeah, I feel like when you've got a name like The Rock, you can just speak in third person like that.
Oh, that was what you were trying to say?
That's what I was trying to say.
And then I rudely interrupted you, didn't I?
But that's fine. That's what we do here.
That's what we do
here. But no, like if with a name like I can't just walk into like, you know, Taco Bell and say Namdi would like a Crunch Wrap Supreme.
What if you had a "the" in front of it?
The Namdi would like a Crunch Wrap Supreme.
This is the opposite of the Facebook conversation that we were having last time.
Ah, yes.
This is adding a "the."
This is adding a "the."
Away.
Yeah, no. Adding a "the." I mean, I think there's a level of like badassery to adding the before.
The Namdi.
Yeah, the Namdi.
It's not just any Namdi.
The Nick. I'm the Namdi.
Oh, well, Nick is the best.
Well, Nick. Well, so you have but then the trails.
Nick is the best.
Wait, no. The Nick is the best.
The Nick is the best.
Right.
See, here's the thing. When you say "the," you're qualifying it as like this particular Namdi once, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So if I just say "the Nick," I might as well say "Nick is the best," which is already my catchphrase. One of my several catchphrases. Nick is the best.
Nick is the best.
Right?
Okay.
So I don't have to say "the Nick," because if I say Nick is the best, they'll know which Nick I'm referring to, which is me.
Right.
Sorry, I tried. I
just tried to logic me in that one, huh?
I did, but I guess it didn't work. No. Okay.
That's all right.
It's worth a shot.
Okay.
It's worth a shot. All right. So we should probably talk about actually, like, ask a question or something. All right. So when you're working and trying to work out, obviously you're flexing your muscles, right? But then this muscle goes away.
Oh,
hence
right.
This workout.
Yeah.
So Namdi, what's something that you do to be smart, to show other people that you are smart?
What's something that I do
to flex your brain muscles?
Feel smart. I mean, I guess, like, talk about music. Like, I break it down sometimes. Like,
okay.
I don't just be like, I like this music because it sounded good.
I like music because it's good.
It's good. The guitar sound real pretty. No, I just talking about music with some people, like talking about the instrumentation
okay.
in some, like, even like in pop music sometimes it's like, oh well, you know, like when they did this with the piano, it's like doubling this, and that was really cool, and it like brings this out. Okay. But I'm also just a music nerd like that. So
okay, I gotcha. But you can actually talk about the artistry.
Yes.
Things, right?
I'd like to believe so.
Yeah,
at least.
I can do something similar with like movies.
Yeah.
And stuff, right? And I'm pretty sure you're pretty good about this, which I appreciate because I'm not a music person whatsoever. But like when you watch a movie, you can either go out of the movie saying like, "Yeah, that was awesome," or like sometimes when it's a really good movie, you walk and you kind of gotta like digest it, think about it.
Yeah.
One of the movie that I always think about is, in this case, was Inception, right? That's just a classic example of like
you walk out
what
and
just
you're
happened and like
what did I just watch?
right? Exactly. Then you can talk about it later with other people and have these theories and all that stuff. It's weird. I'm going to go into a whole little rant here, okay? Because there's
grab my coffee. And
there's levels to this, right? There's the first level, which is like you walk out of the movie and you never think about the movie again.
Right.
It's just, okay, that was a good way to spend 2 hours, whatever. Then there's the second level where you walk out of the movie and you kind of talk to people and you're like, hey, that was pretty good, right? Remember this part when this thing happened, and right? And you're kind of engaging in things and talking about things. Great. That usually happens with like good action movies.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be thinking, oh, the cinematography of Mission Impossible was amazing. No, it's cool explosions, right?
Yeah, it's all
like that's why Die Hard is such a good movie. It's not because Die Hard is like, oh my god, yeah, Die Hard, I love the character arc of John McClane.
Oh, yeah.
No, you like seeing John McClane throw Professor Snape over a building.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the
cool.
whole Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Like no one's watching. I think I was watching Fast and Furious 6 the other day. Like just passing channels.
They have 8 of them.
We're on 8 now.
They have 8 of them.
Oh wait, yeah. The last one was like, it was a little pun, wasn't it? Wasn't it the fate of the Furious?
Fate.
I appreciate that. Yeah. But I was watching Fast and Furious 6 the other day on like FX or something, and there was just this scene where like Vin Diesel's like they're on like this bridge highway, and there's like a space in between each like lane of traffic. Like the one going this way, and then the opposing lane was on another side of the bridge, and there's like a solid like 10 feet between them.
Uh-huh.
And Vin Diesel's girl is like on top of this tank that's about, for some reason there's a tank going down, just riding down a bridge. And
is that
this
what
tank,
is that, Lisa Rodriguez?
Yes. And this tank is got a car, like it's dragging a car behind it, and they knocked the car like off the bridge so that it would hitch on one of the large beams and just flip the tank. So this girl's about to get flipped, and so then Vin Diesel's is on the other side, and he's like racing, and he stands on top of his car, and then the tank flips, launching her into the air, and he jumps off of his car, catches her in midair. Then they land on the other side. They land right on top of a car, and they're completely fine. I'm like, the laws of physics have been ignored in this entire process.
That being said,
it was awesome.
That's awesome.
So that's just the thing. No one's watching these action movies to be like, oh yes, this stands by the laws of physics.
Yeah, but I will say that means it was at least good enough a movie that you recognized that moment as being cool.
Oh well,
right?
I recognize it as cool, but ultimately I remembered it for the ridiculousness of it all.
But you can talk about it.
But I can talk about it.
You can talk about it now. Yeah. That's the point that I'm getting. That's kind of like level 2.
One way or another, it generated a feeling from me. And
one way or another, an emotion was generated. Bam.
It's like commercials today.
Right.
We're not going to like actually sell you the product, but you want to walk away from it and be like, oh yeah, I remember that commercial. One of those, freaking Puppy Monkey Baby. That was terrifying. I did not like that at all.
Monkey Baby.
I still have nightmares about that.
That's divided. Like that is the lowest denomination of intelligence possible for humans. That was somebody thinking, all right, what are a couple of things that people like? People like puppies. People like monkeys.
Okay, so
people think babies are cute.
Yeah, it's just.
What should we? Okay, those are ideas. What should we do with them?
Then somebody was like the guy who they really don't ever get to hear out, but it was his turn to have the idea today. And he's
All
just
right,
like,
Phil, come on, Phil.
And Phil's just like, Why don't we just
Phil is like
put them all together?
Is like the nephew of the network exec who's
Exactly.
there, who's like interning for the summer or something.
Yeah, it's like obvious nepotism, but like no one wants to talk about it because they don't want to lose their job.
Exactly.
But yeah, they're like, what? So what about you, Phil? What do you think? I like all three of those ideas. I like them so much. Then why don't we just put them all together? Puppy, monkey, baby.
All right.
Okay.
That's a strange idea. What should we do with this puppy monkey baby?
So is it like but like they're trying to make sense out of it. They're like trying to like just indulge him a little bit. They're like, okay, so is it like a puppy, or is it like a monkey with like puppy ears that is a baby, or like it's a baby monkey, or I guess that could be kind of cute. No. It's got to have like a puppy head, a monkey body, and baby legs.
Oh.
What, Phil?
Okay. That's strange, but okay. We'll hear you out on that. Hear you out on the design. Okay. Because he's a puppy monkey baby, he must be special in some way. What is he doing that normal baby or puppy or monkey couldn't normally do?
Oh, he's just dancing.
Nothing.
He's dancing.
He's not even dancing. He's literally coming in, saying his name, puppy monkey baby, and then leading a couple of guys out, and they're not even walking. It's more like a jointed like.
But let's not forget the like very disturbing lick in the middle of that commercial.
Does
yes, this puppy monkey, this abomination, if you will, just jumps up.
Abomination. There's no better word for that thing.
No, it's not. But he just jumps up on the table and licks this dude on his face. And I'm like, I am very uncomfortable throughout this entire commercial.
Dude says nothing, does he?
No, the dude doesn't say anything. He just, in fact, like, the scarier thing is that, like, he wasn't shaken by it. If anything, it looked like he enjoyed it. And I was like, what? The whole commercial ends. I think this was like a Super Bowl commercial or something.
It was. You know that they spent so much money on getting a commercial in the Super Bowl, and that's what they did. Puppy monkey baby.
But that was okay. That was like from a Super Bowl, what, 2 years ago or something?
Probably.
We're still talking about it.
That's
we
true.
still remember it.
That's true.
So it did its job.
I guess.
We remember it, and we're like, I think, what was it? Was it a Mountain Dew commercial or something like that?
I was going to say Mountain Dew too.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew might have pulled one over on us.
Exactly. But I'm saying that's what commercials are doing today. Like, you don't necessarily remember the commercial for the product they're trying to sell, but you remember the commercial itself.
Okay, much better commercial that has the same effect, but like it's
less
like
horrifying?
done. No, but it's like it's like way better and it's less horrifying, right?
Okay.
It's like an actual good commercial. Like, you know how there are those commercials that like make you cry or whatever?
Yeah.
Like this one, do you remember? He and I were just like hanging out playing video games or whatever, watching TV, and it was a normal day. And then and we were happy, totally cool. Then all of a sudden, this Anheuser-Busch commercial comes on, where all of these guys are playing basketball in wheelchairs.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Right? And they're all like going at it. And
Was it
really
Anheuser-Busch or was it like
It was some
Guinness?
beer commercial. It was some
I think
beer
it was
commercial.
like Guinness or Heineken or something.
Okay, maybe not Anheuser-Busch. But anyway, it was some beer commercial. They're all playing wheelchair basketball. I know that there's a better name for it than wheelchair basketball.
That's what I know it as.
Right? But anyway, and they're going hard in the paint. And it's cool. And then you see somebody goes at the end and is like, all right, good game, guys. And like 4 of them get up. And one of them stays in the wheelchair and just keeps wheeling.
And it just shoots you in
and
the
you're
freaking
like,
heart.
Oh gosh, these are the best friends ever.
Oh man, like that's one of those commercials that like did the job, but did the job so much better because it just hits you right here.
Baby.
Right? They decided to like, I don't know, caress your heart rather than like make it pump faster.
Although, think about this, we don't remember specifically which beer it was. But we do remember it was Mountain Dew that did Puppy Monkey Baby.
So I suppose in terms of marketing,
Puppy Monkey Baby might actually be better.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
That's so annoying.
What have we decided here?
Man.
This is awful. This is awful that we did that.
Yeah, one way or another. I'm fairly certain it was like Heineken.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know what their main ad campaign is anyway, so that would make sense.
Yeah. They're kind of like all over the place.
Really, I remember they're the green bottle.
Yes.
I thought that was their ad campaign for a really long time, but then I realized I grew up and found out that there were more beers.
Yeah.
Other ones had green bottles.
Their ad campaign for a little while was just Neil Patrick Harris's face.
Was it really?
Yeah, like he did several Heineken commercials.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me get back to my original point now. Because
okay, right.
Okay, so level 2 is you talk about it. Clearly, there are many instances of this happening. You talk about a movie just because of the coolness of the movie.
Right.
Then I'd say there's like level 3 where it starts to actually make you question things in your own life. Right? So I didn't necessarily see this movie, but Moonlight was a big one.
Okay.
Where people started, like, it opened up a conversation for people. You know, and people were talking about things that they hadn't been talking about.
I still haven't seen that, and I feel bad as a person
movie
of color.
that we both seen that we did see that made you ask questions about things? I guess Inception.
Yeah.
Right? I guess you could put that, but it's not on the same level. Probably like level 2.5 would be Inception, where you have to ask movies and debate about the movie itself. So like Inception, you're like, did the top fall? Did it not? At the end. It wasn't a dream, was it not? Right? Because it sets up all these different rules, and then you talk about it at the end and try and decide it on your own. Then there's questions where you talk about social issues or whatever.
Yeah, so like I know Moonlight did a lot of that. It highlighted an issue within the black community, and that's homosexuality.
Yeah.
Like
I'm trying to think of another movie that I saw recently that did something like that, but I can't think of one. Does that make me a bad person, bad artist, to say I haven't seen one like that in a while?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, this is kind of another thing. A movie like, this is a little bit older, but the movie The Fighter came out the same year as Inception. That was really about like drugs and drug use and how that affects people and the way we treat people.
American Sniper.
American Sniper.
That opened up a
another
conversation
really good one.
about
that's another really
mental
good
health of war veterans.
About war veterans. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but there are a couple of different movies that start to open up these conversations, make you want to talk to people, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? And I'd say that's like step 3 or so. But then there's a step 4. And like, I'd say 2 and 3 are probably your best bet. I think me personally, I'm much more of a step 2 guy where I just like to talk about the movie because they're supposed to be fun. To me, movies are supposed to be fun, so whatever. Right? Step 3, I like to have conversations about the movies, see what happened, start to talk about a couple of bigger social issues, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then there's step 4 on the other side, which I personally hate, which is something like where people on the internet go crazy, one side or the other, and you're not allowed to have your own opinion, because if you do, you're wrong. Perfect example of this was Star Wars Episode 7. When that shit came out, you either had to love it or had to hate it. And if you chose either one of those things,
then you were
wrong.
Well, I just think...
I legitimately saw one article that said 15 reasons why Star Wars Episode 7 is a terrible movie, followed by another article that said 7 reasons why Star Wars Episode 7 is the best in the franchise, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, which I think just that phenomenon highlights a huger society, huger, that's not a word, a larger societal problem.
No, we'll go with huger.
Huger? Yeah, we'll go with huger. But and that problem is just freedom of opinion. Now, there is a little bit more nuance to that idea.
There's Sorry, I'm the worst.
No, but there's a little bit more nuance to that idea. There's some things that obviously we should be like, yeah, I get the freedom of opinion, but that's still just wrong. But but
you're allowed to have your own opinion. You're just wrong.
I'm trying not to get too socio-political with this entire conversation, but racism, for example. It's like okay, I suppose you do have the freedom to have your own opinion, but I don't think it's necessarily right of you to say,
That's
black
true.
people are beneath everyone else. Things like that, I think,
or any race, for
or any race for that matter. I think that it's really, you can say that that's wrong.
Yeah.
But in terms of movies. You know, you're completely allowed to have your own opinion. You know,
Yeah.
like with it's and that was a crazy thing too with episode 7. You know, everybody was very hot or cold on
Everybody
the
was
issue.
kung
But
fu fighting.
what
Sorry,
I
you said
bring up
everybody was, and
like you either loved it or you either hated it. And I bring up a wonderful quote from Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith, and that was only a Sith deals in absolutes. So, like, all of you out there are Sith for like, you know, being very hot.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, all right. You finish your idea.
My whole opinion.
Then I gotta say something else.
My whole opinion on like episode 7 is I look at it and I'm like, okay, are we still following like basically the same story arc as A New Hope? Again, I might be slayed for that.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes, I love that movie
You're
for what it is.
Opinion, Namdi. That's what you said.
Thank you, Nick.
That's what you said.
But
all
like,
along.
like
Believe in your dreams, Namdi.
I love that movie for what it is
Hello,
and
Felicia.
for what it and for what it lacked. Like it's but overall, I enjoyed the film.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. That movie was, in my humble opinion, which we're all allowed to have, whole point of this conversation really, was probably the best Star Wars movie since Episode 6, right? So including all the other prequels and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Including 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. Then I would say Rogue One came out. Mm-hmm. And Rogue One was actually, in my humble opinion, again, a better movie than A New Hope. Or not A New Hope. A New Hope was a great movie. Better movie than Episode 7, which was basically a copy of New Hope. Episode 7, which was called
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. In my humble opinion, better than that. Just it's flat out just like better overall movie.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, you're allowed to like or dislike it on any level that you want.
Yeah.
Right? So that's perfectly fine. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the internet exploded, and I didn't like. That was what I was upset with. Now here's the thing. Okay, this was something else that you said that I have to talk about. You said a Sith deals in absolutes, right? That's true. That's true. It's something this is true. But here's the thing. Do you really want to be a Jedi? Because the Jedi suck. Like, I hate to say it, but they really do. If you go back to... I'm going to get real nerdy here. If you go back to episode 5, Yoda and Obi-Wan are like, Luke, do not go back to your friends and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it. Don't fight Vader. You're not ready. He goes, no, I'm going to go do it anyway. He goes, fights Vader, fails, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's cool. I understand. They got that right. But then the next episode, episode 6... they're like, the only way to win is to defeat Darth Vader. You must kill your father, Darth Vader, and to restore balance to the Force. And Luke is like, I can't kill him. He's my dad. And they're both like, no, you have to do it. Then what happens? What happens? He goes to fight Darth Vader and fight the Emperor. And what does the Emperor do? The Emperor says, kill Darth Vader. Wait a second. The Emperor and the Jedi are saying the same thing?
Yeah.
It's because the Jedi are awful. I'm sorry. That was what the Emperor wanted. The Jedi fell into his trap, and the only way that Luke beats everyone and restores order to the Force is by not doing what the Jedi said.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
And when you think about it, like, also, both Anakin and Luke kind of, like, defied... both sides. Because in the end, like, the Emperor is trying to kill Luke.
Yeah.
And what does Anakin do? What does Darth Vader do? Yeah. He's like, don't kill my son, and throws him down a shaft.
That's pretty cool.
They both kind of, like, are rebels in their own right. On either the light side of the Force or the dark side of the Force.
That's true.
Now, like, the big thing about... Wow, hold on, I lost my thought entirely. It disappeared. Like, it was there, and then took the first train to anywhere else but my brain.
Well, here, I'll keep railing on the Jedi because I kind of don't like them. All right, while you think of your thought.
I'm thinking
got
it
it. Okay. I'll get back to railing on the Jedi in just a little bit.
It becomes like a little bit of like, a morality issue in that the Jedi are so obsessed with just becoming one with the Force. For them, the Force is all you need. You don't need worldly attachments.
Right.
You don't need friends. You don't need family.
Right.
So that's why for them it's easy to say, no, leave your friends to die on Bespin.
Yeah.
Or go kill your father.
Yeah.
It's that easy because it's like, no, forget those worldly attachments. And for us as normal people and are fueled by our worldly attachments to a degree, that's hard. That's a hard concept for us to grasp.
Right.
I mean, it's like for me as a human being, they're like, okay, you're training to be a Jedi Knight, and I'm like, cool. Only you can never get married, you can never have kids, and you've got to like let go of all your worldly attachments. I'd be like, yeah. It's interesting because I've like I'm a little bit of a Star Wars nerd too. In that I've like taken like different quizzes to see like what side of the Force I fall on, and like I don't know if this is necessarily canon, but there's like this middle ground where like. You're not necessarily on the light side of the Force. You're not necessarily on the dark side of the Force. You just do what you believe is right for you. I think it's like a true neutral. And if you like break down that map of like the chaotic good, the true good, neutral good, and all that. Like I think that's like true neutral, where it's like the only person you are worried about is yourself, and that's where I found myself falling. Where it's
selfish,
like, no, not even like that, but like just you do what you believe is right, and leave that to whether it's good or bad is the label that everyone else puts on it. Is what that is. Like I'm not saying I'm like that like in my real life, but within the confines of Star Wars, that's where I fall.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. And here's the thing as well, like, while the Jedi I'm not a big fan of because of a lot of the, like, mistakes that they make, right? The Sith really are worse. The Sith will kill people.
Oh, no, yeah, they're like, the Fifth Reich. So.
Yeah, so, on another level, you're kind of like, maybe not.
Like, that was the thing that, like, The Force Awakens really did not try to hide. So I guess I have to be in that middle. Yeah, in the middle ground there.
Oh,
but, like,
true.
They did not try to hide the whole like homage to like World War II Germany. At all. The guy like I forget his name, but the guy like screaming at all the stormtroopers and all of them going like pumping their fist up in the air in a very like Heil fashion. I was like, whoa,
that got
we're not
real
even
intense
trying to hide
real
this.
Quick. But that's the thing. You can, tell, that's one thing you can always do in movies. Nazis are always the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? Nazis are always the bad guy. It's something it's kind of like racism is always bad.
Yes.
Like, you can just say...
Ideally, no matter who you talk to, it's like, racism's bad.
Racism's bad, that's right. Good question, Michael. What kind of rig are we running? Zach would appreciate that. I don't know, Michael. I'm not very smart on this kind of thing.
Neither am I.
I appreciate it, though. Okay, so that was our nerd conversation, I guess.
No, I was going to have one.
You're always, you're always going to say... Like, hold on. Should we be finished with this, or should we... Because I could keep going. But
I could definitely keep going. It's just drawing, like... I like drawing parallels between like the real world and then the Star Wars universe.
That's why they're so, to bring it back sort of to our other point, that's why movies in general and music, like you were kind of saying, are so important, is because they bring it back to our own life. They kind of, it's not just escapism, although a lot of, like when you watch a movie just to kind of escape from the world that you're in, but it's also a little bit so that you can kind of reflect on what you're doing in your own life kind of thing, So... to have movies that kind of reflect, like, Nazis are bad.
Yes.
Yeah, that helps, kind of things like that. And the Star Wars movies have been very popular about that. The one that I think actually does that better I do actually think Star Trek does that a little bit better as far as reflecting our own lives, especially the older series. Like, if you look back at it, some of the episodes that they were dealing with had a lot to do with, like, the Cold War, which was going on around that time.
I have to admit, I haven't seen a lot of the episodes.
That's okay. That's another nerdy thing. Because the first season is okay, and then the second season just get weird, and then the third season, they're all just mannerisms of what they originally were. So that's when Kirk does this all the time. That's when you get the William Shatner that weird line reading of because he can do whatever he wants kind of thing.
You get to that point where you can just put commas everywhere.
Just put commas and periods or whatever the heck you want. So yeah, how are you? I have to admit, when I saw this is again another unpopular opinion, most likely. The Last Jedi trailer really was kind of underwhelming to me.
Was it?
It was. Not that it was like there was some cool stuff in it, but you know how when you watch a trailer, you're supposed to get that feeling, that like excitement? Like, yeah. I still had the thought, well, they're going to get my money. I still had that thought.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm still definitely like, just throw it at them.
Throwing that money at them.
Take it.
Movie. But at the same time, I wasn't like, I didn't get tingles.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a movie, every time I saw the trailer I got tingles for was Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
Oh, yeah, and that was a great movie.
It was a very good movie. I'm also a Spider-Man nerd as well, so just having more Spider-Man is never a bad thing.
It's never a bad thing for you.
For me.
What if they told you that they were rebooting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
Well, it wouldn't be rebooting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
You're just continuing it.
I don't, like, they'd have to have the same director, and for some reason they'd have to find a way to bring back Willem Dafoe. He's still alive somehow.
On, just the side note, like, Willem Dafoe is one of, like, the strangest looking people to me.
He's one of the strangest people.
Just
not even looking
general.
people.
Yeah.
Strangest people ever.
I remember seeing Spider-Man for the first time,
Spider-Man.
and then that was the first movie I think I saw Willem Dafoe in, and I was like, oh my goodness, this guy looks weird.
This guy is weird.
Yeah. And then there's a whole reference on Family Guy where Stewie's trying to go to bed and he can't because Willem Dafoe's under his bed. Not a monster. But Willem Dafoe.
I saw that movie, and then I think the next movie, I hadn't seen him in something else for a while. I think the next movie I saw him in was Boondock Saints.
Oh, that was another really good movie.
Another really great movie, but he is completely different in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, who is this person? So, the thing that made him so good in the first movie, I think, is literally from the first second he shows up, you know something is wrong with him.
Oh, definitely.
There's some sort of, he's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You know it right away just from seeing him, and that's a really cool thing to be able to say that you can do. Is just from the instant you get on, from an artistic perspective.
Yeah.
The instant you get on, showing what your character's all about without even necessarily saying a word, I think is really, really cool. You know, the way you were talking, to bring it way, way back, the way you were talking about how you can talk about music that way.
Oh, right, yeah.
Obviously, we can both talk about movies that way.
Yes.
And everybody can connect with a good movie.
Oh, yeah, everyone can.
Right? So I'm there with you. All right. What time do we have? How much are we?
We're at, I think, nearly an hour.
Nearly an hour? Dang.
An hour.
That hour went by fairly quickly.
Yes.
It's probably more like 50 minutes or something, because we started late.
Yeah, we started I don't know, about 10 minutes late. So yeah, maybe we're at about 50 minutes. Let me
see what we got.
Look at where we're
at.
We'll probably... we're at about 50 minutes. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say we can probably end this one a little bit earlier, hence we don't have our third compadre. She did give us the okay to do this one.
Yeah, I mean, so we miss her.
We miss her.
I miss her more.
He probably misses her more. Not that I don't miss you, Jacqueline, but, you're engaged to him.
Yep.
So probably helps out a little bit. So we'll cut this one a little bit shorter than the last time, I guess.
But thank you to all of you who joined us on Facebook Live to watch us do this. And for those of you listening, thank you for listening.
Yes, of course. The plan is to do this bi-weekly, not meaning 2 times a week, meaning once every 2 weeks.
Good that distinction.
Just want to make that very clear. And we said that we were going to have a special guest, and it turns out our special guest was actually a negative person.
Just -1.
-1?
Exactly.
So that special guest thing didn't exactly work out the way it should have.
But we hope to have one next time.
But yes, hope to have one next time. The idea is that we put you through a workout, and then you have to come on here and do it with us. We'll give you like a protein drink or something so that you're not dying.
Yeah. Because that's the only way I could ever make it through these things.
Exactly.
And like I like just in terms of how the this podcast has been going, like it
all
starts
2 episodes.
All 2 episodes. When we start, it's really stuff. But then, like as it goes on, you can see that we're getting our brains back slowly, which I think is really fun.
Yeah, you can see that progression.
But we hope you guys like it too.
And even if you don't, it really doesn't cost us anything to put one of these on. So we're going to keep doing them anyway. Yeah. So take that, all of you who are not watching.
Suck it! Suck it! Alright, well, I'm Namdi.
And I am Nick.
And this is...
Your brain on
the couch.
Wait, no, we messed that up.
Yes, we did.
I like that lead-in, though.
It's good. Well, anyways, we're going to just... I'm Namdi.
I'm Nick. And this is your brain. This is your brain on workout. See you next time, suckers.
Bye.